So how do we stop sounding fake? How do we stop like changing who we are when we are around people? Of course, like having a sense of understanding, like this is the person and we can't go to another culture. We can't go to freaking China and act a certain way. But I'm saying in terms of keeping our natural self, keeping our natural, authenticity to ourselves and being able to do that with almost anybody. So what if this was actually something that takes a long while to get good at? This is something that is a skill that takes a long while to bring, but it's so important, man. So as a communicator, it's so important to be able to bring that authenticity. Because I was listening to this comedian and he was talking about the fact that as a comedian, they have to go up there. But one of the best traits that they could have is being able to have that authenticity, being able to get up on the stage and talk with the audience, just having a conversation with the audience. Like being able to go up there and being able to just talk and being able to go back and forth. Maybe you can make some jokes, maybe you can do whatever. Like it's not something where you're thinking like, oh, I have to be so polished. I have to have all the jokes written out beforehand and all that stuff. And he said it's the same thing for an actor. An actor has to be able to have just a conversation. An actor has to be able to be real. He said that he would see actors go into these auditions and they would go and do it like to the extremes, like how they've been taught, like the theater. They've been going out of it, doing all this crazy stuff. And then they would tell them, okay, now do it again, but just do it like you. Do it how you would actually do it, like a real person. And they didn't know how to do that. So that is a skill that is so damn important to have. If we want to go out, connect with people, if we want to go out and be able to communicate and being able to connect with anybody, or if you want to get up on camera and you want to be able to have this connection through this screen, we got to be able to get up here and be our authentic self. Now, this is something I'm not saying I'm perfect at or anything like this, but if you go watch my old videos, it was not me, man. It felt completely different, and it was something I had to slowly freaking chip at. I had to get better and better and better at this. But if we start looking at it as something that we can get better at, start bringing our authentic self, all we have to do is find ways to bring that authentic self to the camera, to the next person in front of us, to this most random person, the new person that we've never met before. And that is a skill. That is authenticity. And if we could do that, all of a sudden you start taking it everywhere and you just feel comfortable in your own skin. You feel comfortable with yourself. Now, the main thing that we have to ask ourselves is how are we going to do that? For myself, being able to get closer to Jesus, being able to be confident in Jesus, not in myself, not in how I'm looking at it today, not in who I am, not in what I'm doing, that gives me the authenticity. Because I know I can live in truth. I know I can say, the insecurities that I have, I can say the weaknesses that I have because it all comes back to Christ. And I ain't got to be perfect or anything like that. And I can be honest with people, man. And it's something that I wasn't able to do in the past, man. Like I couldn't get up here and share certain things with y'all, like the fact that in my past videos I shared that, I might be a little bit insecure about certain things like my smile or anything like that. In the past, I would not have been able to do that. I would have been like thinking about it too much. I would have been like, nah, I can't share that up here. What if somebody watches this, anything like that? But it also goes to my conversation with my girlfriend, man. I could talk with my girlfriend. I could share anything with her now. I could be open and honest with that. And that's an authenticity that I think people appreciate. That's that presence. So how are you going to do that today? How are you going to try to get to that level of authenticity? How are you going to place your confidence in something that's not just about yourself, but something bigger than you so that you can bring it anywhere that you go? Let me know how you're going to do that down below. I love you guys. Hope you're having an amazing week. Let me know the best part about your day today. Peace.